Sheryl Swoopes just she can't stop. She can't not try to light a fire involving Caitlin Clark. She can't just be good. Well, she's doing it again.
Sheryl Swoopes recently appeared on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, wearing a Paige Becker shirt shortly after her departure from a WNBA role. This intentional outfit choice seemed aimed directly at Caitlin Clark. Without delay, Swoopes used the opportunity to send a subtle message following her exit. By wearing a shirt featuring Clark's biggest college competitor, she created a clear and powerful visual during a widely shared podcast moment. What might seem like a simple show of support actually comes across as one of the most strategic and understated moves in women's basketball today.
Let me blow the shirt up first. Right here. There we go. Look at her. She just stays mad. Hey, what are you doing? Look at this. Just stays mad. Were y'all talking about Caitlin Clark at this very moment?
Swoopes knew exactly what she was doing. She has been critical of Clark since her college career, even going so far as to question the validity of Clark's records as she was setting them.
Just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set.
The timing leaves little doubt. After losing her position, Swoopes made it clear where her loyalties stand, and they are certainly not with the Iowa star who is transforming women's basketball. The established figures in the sport are feeling the impact. Clark's rapid rise has reshaped the WNBA landscape, with attendance records shattered and viewership reaching unprecedented heights. Swoopes, once the face of women's basketball, appears to be clinging tightly to her legacy, rather than celebrating. How Clark is lifting the sport to new levels, she has chosen to push back against the change.
At this point, considering the lengths Sheryl Swoopes has gone to deceive the truth, it feels like she just flat out despises Caitlin Clark, Clark's game, or is woefully misinformed.
Anyone questioning Caitlin Clark's game is either overlooking the facts or is badly misinformed. Clark didn't reach this level through social media antics or political statements. She earned it with her performance on the court. Her deep three-pointers, no-look passes, and elite court vision speak volumes. She's drawing in fans who had never paid attention to women's basketball before, relying solely on her extraordinary talent. Viewed as a whole, the steady stream of comments, criticisms, and subtle jabs seems like a coordinated effort to dim the spotlight that Clark has rightfully claimed.
She was remarkable, on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't.
What's most revealing about the t-shirt choice is what it symbolizes in the ongoing generational divide. Swoopes could have worn anything to the podcast. Her own merchandise, a WNBA jersey, or something neutral. But she intentionally chose a Becker shirt, the player often compared to Clark, to make a silent statement. Like a seasoned chess player, sacrificing a piece to gain a strategic advantage, Swoopes used her wardrobe as a calculated move in a larger game.
You're playing the role of someone who is attempting to tear down greatness, marginalize greatness, even if it comes at the expense of your own legacy, just because you don't want to admit that you were wrong.
Why would a legend like Swoopes feel threatened by a rookie? Perhaps it's because Clark refuses to follow the unspoken rules that others have long been expected to respect. Off the court, Clark remains focused solely on basketball. No political statements, no controversies, just pure talent. And that seems to unsettle Swoopes more than anything else. In many cases, veterans believe they have the right to decide who earns the spotlight next. It's an unwritten tradition. Pay your dues, follow their path, and only then is the torch handed down. But Clark didn't wait for approval. She burst onto the scene, shattered records, and drew unprecedented attention to women's basketball, all on her own terms.
While Caitlin is fantastic and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA,
Who's going to be the next face of the NBA? You don't decide that. The marketplace decides that. People have chosen Caitlin Clark.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
Swoopes had a choice. She could have taken the high road and used her platform to help bridge the generational divide. Instead, she chose to deepen the divide, fueling a one-sided feud that only highlights the contrast between her approach and Clark's rising influence in the game.
When you come out here and just hate for the sake of hate, if you don't, shut the fuck up, Sheryl Swoopes. How about that? Caitlin Clark is nice. Like, what are you doing?
The controversy surrounding Clark didn't emerge overnight. It had been building since her college days at Iowa, when Swoopes' early criticism set a consistent and noticeable pattern. Think about it. Sports networks rarely remove commentators for perceived bias during broadcasts, yet that's exactly what happened with Swoopes as Clark was making history at Iowa. Even before Clark stepped onto a WNBA court, Swoopes was casting doubt on her accomplishments, not offering constructive feedback, but working to undermine her rise. And once Clark joined the league, Swoopes continued questioning whether she was truly excelling at the next level.
To me, what Caitlin's been able to do in a short period of time has been very impressive. Because I know people are like, oh my God, you said she wouldn't be good. But I didn't say she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season with saying that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't dominate. You would have to further explain what dominance means for you to not sit here and say that a player who is leading the league in assists while averaging 19 to 20 points didn't dominate that season.
Now, because we found out yesterday, it looks like she's been removed from a podcast which had WNBA branding on it. We saw her get replaced during the Fever game for the Dallas Wings commentary team last year because of words and the hate she had towards Caitlin Clark. And it was just one thing after another.